What is up, college football fans? Happy Tuesday to everybody. It's your boy Pigskin Pete here. Hey, I got an idea. Let's have our annual conversation about the word relevance. Does that sound like a good idea? Yeah, we have to have it every year because it's a word that's thrown around a lot in the college football world. This team's irrelevant. This team hasn't been relevant since this date. This team won't ever be relevant. Relevant. Now, obviously, this term gets used a lot recently with Clemson, which is why I'm bringing it up. But this isn't just a Clemson thing. This pertains to a lot of different other teams as well. And I'm just basing this off of a lot of the comments that I get on my videos and on my live streams and stuff like that. About how Clemson's irrelevant. Get over it, Pete. Clemson's not relevant. You're just going to have to accept the fact that Clemson's not relevant. Clemson's not relevant. Clemson's not relevant. Well, first of all, that's just not true. What makes somebody relevant? I guess that's where you have to start here because I think in some people's minds, in order to be relevant in the sport, you have to be in a national championship game every year or something, or you have to be in a conference championship every year, or win your conference every year. I don't really know exactly what the parameters are. To me, what makes a team relevant is how many people are paying attention to what you're doing. And of course, you have to win. You can't. Of course, you're not. If you're a 2-win team, all right. Let's put it this way: if you're Colorado. Yeah, a lot of people are paying attention to what you're doing, but that's because it's a clown show, all right? That's not because of the product on the field. So, no, Colorado is not relevant because they're bad at football. The only reason people do pay attention to them is the fact that they are a clown show. So, let's get that out of the way. A team like Clemson, 6 straight years in the playoffs, and we're not talking about 30 years ago, okay? We're not talking about 30 years ago. We're talking about in the past decade. 6 straight trips to the playoffs, countless conference champions. I don't have to go down the list. You guys already know the accolades and the record of Clemson in the past 10 years. Still, their worst year in 10 years is a 9-win season, an 8-4 regular season, and a bowl win. That's their worst season in 10 years. And also the fact that so many people out there actively root against Clemson and watch them every week, and they want to see them lose. If Clemson was irrelevant, you wouldn't care if they lost to Georgia by 30 points. You wouldn't care what they did against App State. You wouldn't care about what happened in the bowl game last season or against South Carolina. You just wouldn't care because you don't care about irrelevancy, but you do care. Because they are relevant. That moves me to my next point. My next point is, when somebody tells me that Clemson's irrelevant, and then I know who they're a fan of, let's say it's a Tennessee fan that says this. A Tennessee fan telling me that Clemson's irrelevant, we're going into the 10th year. 10, count it. The 10th year of the college football playoff format. Tennessee's never been in one. They haven't played in a single game. They haven't won a conference championship, and they think they're relevant now. What has Tennessee done to be relevant now? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. You want them to be relevant. That's what you want. That doesn't make it true. Clemson has actually accomplished things to make them relevant in 2024. Tennessee hasn't. Now, having said that, I think that Tennessee is a very good team. It's probably going to have a very good season and is on the way to being relevant. I don't watch Tennessee every week and actively root against Tennessee no matter who they're playing because I don't care if Tennessee wins or loses the football game. And frankly, I don't think anybody does outside of maybe their rivals. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And I'm not picking on Tennessee fans. I'm just using them as an example of what I'm trying to do here. So, yes, Clemson is still relevant. I don't care how much it hurts your feelings. They are until they aren't. But that day. Sorry about that. The end of my video got ruined. I had to erase it because I was getting yelled at by a bunch of 9-year-olds on a playground that was nearby because they saw me shooting a video. so I had to come somewhere more quiet, like my own backyard. The point is, and again, I'm not picking on Tennessee fans in particular. I was using them as an example. But the point is, in my opinion, there are at least 25 or 30 teams in the country every single year that are relevant. I think if you're perennially ranked, if you're perennially in the conversation at least, and I'm not even saying you have to make a conference championship game or even win one, but if you're in the conversation every year and you are in the spotlight, that's what makes you relevant. Same thing with a good season. This goes to the individual's expectations for an individual season. Is the expectation the same for Alabama as it is for Vanderbilt? No. But so the Alabama fans expect to be in the conversation in the SEC every year. They expect to be in the conversation nationally every year. So it's a different perspective than a Vanderbilt fan, or quite honestly, even at this point, like a Florida fan. But the idea that there's only 4, 8, 10 quote unquote good teams or relevant teams every single year is asinine to me. There's 132 teams in college football. Are you telling me that out of all of those teams, there's only 4, 6, 8, or 10 relevant teams on an annual basis? No. That to me, that just sounds crazy. So I would like to know you guys' thoughts on this. So give me your thoughts on relevancy in the comment section. And of course, hit the thumbs up, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. I always love having this conversation every year, and I'm sure, actually, I know we'll have this same conversation in 2025. Your boy, checking out.